Steve Bannon or Kellyanne Conway president? I mean, the variety, the diversity of voices.
Right, that he's listening to.
Big story coming out of this campaign, and what happened is there were people in the Clinton campaign who said we need to have an economic message. We need to close on this. And there were people that said if we close on temperament and we have this unbelievable get out the vote effort is what it's going to take to win. Obviously, the second camp had the day. That is going to be something that is going to be going over in 1,000 times that isn't done.
I need to get to Kelly O'Donnell in Wisconsin, who's got some reporting for us. Kelly?
Well, one of the things we need to think about, Lester, is that now that he is president-elect, within days, Donald Trump and Mike Pence will get higher-level intelligence briefings to prepare them in transition to take office. As candidates, they had received some basic level. This will now be amped up. And one of the things that one can expect when you move from that point of being candidate to president-elect is the sober nature of everything that becomes a responsibility on his shoulders. So he will be informed at a greater level now to prepare. And that, of course, will be involved in the decisions that he has to make to set up a new administration. In conversations I've had with Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, he has talked about a willingness to try to work with Trump and to have a lot of policy ideas prepared for him and hope that they can work together to get some of these things done. Now with Republicans in control of the White House, the House of Representatives, and the United States Senate. Lester?
All right, Kelly, this headline has been written as we're on the air. We can show you some of the headlines here as we continue our conversation. The folks who are not with us will be waking up to Trump stuns the world. Andrea, let me ask you about President Obama and Michelle Obama. They put blood, sweat, and tears in this campaign. This was an argument not only for Hillary Clinton's candidacy, but for his legacy.
I have been thinking about that very thing, Lester. We had been led to believe that whoever was elected, President Obama would greet them, welcome them to the White House on Thursday of this week. That wasn't announced, but that was what sources were saying was going to happen. And I was just thinking a couple of days ago, what if it's President Trump? And Barack Obama is welcoming the man he says and his wife believes profoundly was trying to delegitimize him, was questioning his whether he was the legitimate president, his birth, his ancestry. They believe he is racist.
Michelle Obama had given that amazing speech about
at the convention. They had to raise their children in this atmosphere. There is passion about the legacy, and it's personal. It's deeply personal. For him and for Michelle Obama to do everything that they did for Hillary Clinton was motivated not just by policy, but by the emotion of countering Donald Trump and of defeating Donald Trump. And now we're going to see the majesty of our democracy. And what is it going to take for Barack Obama to welcome the Trumps? For Mrs. Obama to show Melania Trump around the White House? For that image that we've all seen on the North Portico on Inauguration Day when they come for coffee and then the two men, because now it will be a male president, get in the back seat of that limo and ride up to Capitol Hill for an inaugural ceremony. I mean, it's just stunning when you think of the drama of it. It's a narrative you could not begin to imagine.
Because of the relationship the two have.
Exactly.
Or whatever you want to call it.
Not a relationship.
Yes, it's so toxic. There is, for many African Americans in this country, what he did with birtherism is an unforgivable sin. And I think my guess is for many members of the Obama family, what he did was an unforgivable sin.
And remind you, he never answered the question of what changed his mind, what ultimately brought him to.
And he never apologized to the President of the United States. And I always thought, and I think now that he's about to become, it's late, but that's another thing. We talked about economics. The fact of the matter is, we are a country that is going to feel more divided by race than we've had probably since before I was born in the 60s. And Donald Trump's got to preside over that too. It's